Man, so happy to be in the building. Have my good friend all the way from Arizona, Mr. Payton Goldston is in the building. How's it going, good brother?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Man, I'm doing good, man. Just blessed to be alive. And I know we've had you on the show before, and it was such a blessing to make that connection that time. Because I know around that time it was like around Valentine's Day, and
Yeah.
I had made a love song for your wife. So what I kind of did, I kind of act like that was me singing and gave it to my wife for Valentine's Day. And I said, yeah, never mind that it says Peyton Goldston on the title. That's actually me. We did a little Milli Vanilli type thing. I don't know if you that might be before your time. I'm not sure if you remember Milli Vanilli.
I do. I do.
Now I'm gonna give the listeners a little bit of background on Mr. Peyton Goldston. He's from Tucson, Arizona, and I know he's grown up watching his mother and grandmother sing. He grew up watching them sing, and that was something that was embedded in him because he saw what they were doing. And I know throughout your life you had some challenges. You faced losing your mother, you faced homelessness, and through it all, God has used all that in order for you to be able to minister to people, and you are able to minister to people because, like, you can't really minister if you ain't never. You can, but if you ain't never been through something. See, that's the
Right,
thing.
right.
If you've never been, it's hard to minister to someone that's in a pit and you've always lived on the mountaintop. So you have to be able to relate to them, and
Yeah.
you are one of those people that are able to relate with people through all walks of life. And I'm so excited to have you on the Good Life Gospel Show again. This G.Long Spotlight Series for the Good Life Gospel Show. Now, how you been doing, good brother? I know you've been in quarantine, and I
Yeah.
know being a musical artist, you're like a creative, such as myself. And being in quarantine, like your creative juices get flowing. So
Right.
how's it been for you?
It's been great. It's been a time, I was able to finish my EP and get everything set up for that. So, got a music video coming, did some vlogs, I got a podcast as well. So I've been working on that. But mainly because I've been
Uh huh.
working from home, I get to spend a lot more time with my wife. So, me and my wife have found more ways to spend time together and bond
Right.
and build. So, in midst of all this, it's been a bit of a blessing. God has really shown me areas in my life where I needed to
Mm-hmm.
build on, and just really, it's just been really just a time of building, a time of restructuring, a time of digging
Right.
more into His presence, into His Word, but then also building on the foundations that he's given me, my marriage, my job, my music,
Right.
and just my relationship with him in general.
And that's a good point that you just made there. And also in this time, we need to hear what God is saying. We also can't
Amen.
just be so busy that we don't have that alone time with God, because people might think that God is not speaking, but He is speaking. We have to make
Right.
sure that our ears are open to be able to hear what He's saying. Many times we might not like what He's saying, but God's way is the best way.
Absolutely.
That's one thing that I know. His way is the best way. like the Bible says, Lord, not my will, but your will be done.
Amen.
So we have to be in line to, with God's will for our life. Even though we might not like it, we might want something more flashy. We might want to be in the limelight. But you can be just as effective or even more effective behind the scenes, especially when you're in the will of God. So
Amen.
let's talk a little bit about your new single entitled "Bless My Soul" featuring Weez the Satellite Kid. How did this collaboration come about?
So Satellite Kid and I have known each other for years. We were both in different groups, Christian hip hop groups out here in Arizona. He was in a group in Phoenix, a couple of groups in Phoenix. He was in a group called Good News Gang, and then he was in another group called Artificial Christian. I was in a group called Battleground City,
Uh-huh.
and so we just ended up crossing paths several times, and every time I met that guy, he was just always the most kind person, funny, just
Right.
always we just connected so well. So when I was finishing up the album, I had this song to finish up, and I had a conversation with him, and I just said, man, hey, what it would take to get you on this? And he's like, send it my way, and I sent it his way,
Wow.
and he finished it in like a few days, and I was just like, man, like this is perfect. Like, so that to me, I'm like, that's how the body should be. You build relationships
Right.
with other artists, with other ministers, and then, if God leads you to it, ask him, collaborate. That should be the fruit of
Amen.
those relationships that you've been building. So yeah, so it's just a
And
celebration
all,
of wanting to I'm sorry, of wanting to uh,
no, you good.
of seeing God see you through your storms, so seeing God through your storms and your hard times. It's just a celebration track, just saying, hey, he blessed my soul by seeing me through, and I'm gonna celebrate him.
Amen. And during these times, you just said the song was a song of celebration, and that is actually the type of music that we need to get us through. We know that people are going through, but even in the going through, God is still there. His word says that He will never leave us nor forsake us.
Amen.
So I just want to encourage someone on today who may feel like they are all alone, may feel like they have the weight of the world on their shoulders. But the fact is that God has the whole world in His hand. So there's no need for us to carry the weight of the world on our shoulders when He can handle what we can't handle. And also, you got me about to. This is supposed to be an interview about your music, but I feel like no, you feel like preach. Don't try to put it on me. Don't try to put it on me. Now, tell us about the producer, because I know this is a different producer for this single.
So yeah, so I have different producers or people who made each track, different producers or beat makers who made each track.
Uh huh.
So this guy goes by the name Mantra, and he's more so of a secular producer, but he's done production for Christian hip hop artists such as Joey Bontes and several others that I could try to name. Um, but also a lot of secular artists as well. And so
Uh huh.
from Joey Bontes, I stumbled upon Mantra's beats, and I was just looking for a different type of sound, something that was still kind of modern, but something that kind of fit my
Uh
voice
huh.
more. Yeah, and I heard that beat, and I was like, man, I've got to get it. And
Man, I'm not sure if people are familiar with like Chicago swing type music.
right.
That's the kind of feel that I had. Yeah, has like the Chicago swing music. So maybe when you make that video, I can see you with like a tuxedo on and maybe a jerry. No, but the track is definitely is hot. I really like it. My wife likes it. The kids like it, and I believe that it's going to be, a blessing and a pick me up to everyone who listens to the song.
Amen.
Now we know that you have a EP entitled "Endure" is being released on June the 5th. Tell us a little bit about the background of this project and how did you come up with the title "Endure"?
So Indoor, it started off from my single that I released earlier this year, titled Indoor as well. That this has been an EP that has been in the works for several years. Just a lot of things in my life, especially the past 2 years, had really, I really went through just some different trials. As far as my marriage, as far as the previous group that I
Hmm.
had been involved with, and just trying to find now in this new chapter of my life. At the time, being a newlywed, at the time, trying to manage marriage and ministry, trying to,
Right.
understand that and be okay with the fact that I may have to, change up some things in my life. I can't go so involved in ministry when I'm not paying attention to my first ministry, which is my marriage. So
Uh huh.
so it was going through all that, going through the pressure of all that, going through the pressure of other people trying to tell you what God is saying, but really you're hearing something different. And so going through all that hurt and pain and just persevering through it, and then seeing the people who've stood by you, while you were in the storm, and now that you persevered, you're thankful for them. That's if I can explain the entirety of Endure, the
Uh huh.
EP, that would be it. Going through the hurt and pain of whatever you're going through, whether it's something traumatic as far as the loss of somebody, divorce, abuse, whatever it is, depression, something traumatic, and going through the process of healing with God. It's not easy, and God's going to see you through to help build you and shape you. The
Right.
word tells us to, that the endurance produces perseverance, which produces character, which produces hope. And
Hmm.
so, understanding that, you'll see that and you'll hear that through the process of each song.
Wow. You just said a mouthful. And when I think about the title "Endure," it takes me to Psalms 30 and 5, especially in a time like this. It says, weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. So
Amen.
many times we get caught up on the weeping part, but we got to remember what the rest of that scripture says, you know, that joy comes in the morning.
Amen.
My right now, my midnight hour, my 11:59 may look bad, but that 12 o'clock symbolizes a new day. That 12 o'clock symbolizes my joy. That 12 o'clock symbolizes my breakthrough. That 12 o'clock symbolizes my deliverance. So
Mm,
man, I'm so thankful on today, man. This, just even though I'm not in the studio, I'm just thankful for technology to be able to still do,
right.
radio and interviews in my home. And I'm thankful that you were able to come out today. And before I play this song, let the listeners know how they can, connect with you. I know there's a lot of artists, especially in the DMV area. Everyone is in the grind. They are in the lab right now. If they want to collaborate with you, or if someone wants to purchase your new project or connect with you on social media, give them your information.
All right. So to connect with me on social media, you can reach out to me, if you're a Twitter fan, at Peyton Refocus. If you're all about Instagram, at Payton Refocus. On Facebook, I have a Facebook page that's Payton Goldston Music. So you can reach out to me there as well. If you want to reach out to me to connect, to work on something, my email is paytonrefocuspodcast@gmail.com. Also, too, like I said, I'm a podcaster, so I got my Refocus podcast. That's available on everywhere: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor. Also, if you want to purchase the project, it's called Endure. That's available everywhere June 5th, so next Friday. You can pre-order it or pre-save it right now on Spotify, on Apple Music, Bandcamp, SoundCloud. Any and everywhere that you get
everywhere.
it's available for pre-order. So
now I'm gonna go ahead and let you introduce your new single off your new EP. I'm gonna let you go ahead and introduce that.
All right, this is my new single called "Bless My Soul." It's featuring my homie Weez the Satellite Kid, and it will be available out on June 5th with the EP. So check it out.
I got into a lot of message. Cold-blooded, couldn't care his grace. I'm still here, was dying until my God appeared. I was confused, I thought I didn't need no God. I was longing for a savior, life needed some flavor. His truth is right there, there. Nowadays I got my feet up in the hands of the Redeemer. No longer worried about the Reaper, since I have life in Jesus. Father, bless my soul, cause I've been feeling weary lately. Those cloudy days now gone, my praise is going to you daily. Father, bless my soul, cause I've been feeling weary lately. Those cloudy days now gone, my praise is going to you daily. Thank the Lord for the come, I've got to keep it 100, so amazed that I'm still breathing. Years ago I had nothing, now showered in blessings, hallelujah, with everything in me. Days when life don't like me, I know God got me. Leave the stress where it is, move forward in Him. Say to myself, keep pushing. Nowadays I got my feet up in the hands of the Redeemer. No longer worried about the Reaper. I have life in Jesus. Father, bless my soul, cause I've been feeling weary lately. Those cloudy days now gone, my praise is going to you daily. Father, bless my soul, cause I've been feeling weary lately. Those cloudy days now gone, my praise is going to you daily.
Blessing beyond the baby, like a bee, vibing bare for a breather, but the bird surely sees her. Beans, greens, potatoes, and tomatoes. Look at that later, like, man, taste of messy. Plasma plus a paragraph for pitting over live with the GD. Bugging like a centipede. Simmer down from Tennessee. Parted from the enemy. Me, I know that I'm hearing me. Can be tested like a test tool. Guessing that's my rescue. Furnaces refining for the best. Oh, clearly kind of cost before the build a bear. I bear to build a bill was bare. Bare back, but love it, and I'm loving it. Yeah.
Father, bless my soul, cause I've been feeling weary lately. Those cloudy days now gone, my praise is going to you daily. Father, bless my soul, cause I've been feeling weary lately. Those cloudy days now gone, my praise is going to you daily. Clap with us now. Clap with us now. Hey, this is my favorite part right here. Hey. All right. What's up? Let's set it out right here, y'all.
Man, I'm telling you, that joint was fire, man. I told you I had that swing with it. So June 5th, make sure y'all grab Payton Goldston's brand new EP entitled Endure. And one more time, let them know where they can purchase your new project at.
So I have a main link that will take you to a main page where you can choose where you want to purchase it from. So that is www.linktree. So that is LINKTREE bit.ly/Payton Refocus, all one word. And that'll take you to a main page. It'll show you, a little promo vid from me. And you if you don't want to go there, wherever you download your music from, wherever you stream your music from, Spotify, Apple Music, Google, SoundCloud, Bandcamp, Pandora, wherever you stream or purchase your music, it is available for pre-order or pre-save, and it will come out next Friday, June 5th.
Man, I'm telling you, that joint was definitely fire. And as we always tell our guests on the Good Life Gospel Show, once you connect with us, you're family for life. You are definitely family for life. And we are so thankful for that connection all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast. Being that you're in Arizona, I know it's normally like 200 degrees there. What is the weather looking like?
Yeah, man, it's already starting to get hot. It's already in the hundreds right now this week. So, we just trying to stay cool. Yeah, man. It's I think the highest this week will be 108. So yeah, we try to stay cool. But people argue because
around.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I'm listening.
Oh, I was saying, but people argue, and it was funny because me and my wife were just talking about this yesterday. People argue about, oh, well, it's dry heat, and I'm like, yeah, but 100 degrees is 100 degrees,
Yeah.
No matter where you are.
Yeah, y'all can keep that right over in the West Coast, buddy. 108 degrees. You said that's one of the highs for the week.
That is one of the highest for the week.
What was that? I think our high for this week may be about 80. Which made you probably like, oh, that's jeans and first down. I'm not sure if you're familiar with or ever heard of a first down or triple fat goose coat. I'm not sure if you ever heard of that. Maybe that's just yeah, our 80 degree. Well, if it was cold there, what kind of jacket or anything would y'all wear?
If it's
What's
cold,
like the thickest coat or jacket?
It actually gets kind of cold here. I mean, I know you probably like, yeah, right, but it gets kind of cold out here. In the wintertime, it does drop to the 30s and 20s, especially at night. So
really?
yeah, we wear winter jackets. It just doesn't snow. It doesn't get cold enough to where it snows. And if it does snow, it's more so up in the mountains. And so, but yeah, it does get cold where sometimes we do gotta worry about pipes freezing and things of that sort. Ice on the road and things of that sort. But yeah, like 80 degrees. That's springtime. That's that's from February to April, and then it's hot.
Yeah, we can get a little hot every now and then. Like summertime, we might hit 95.
Yeah.
Now I can deal with the heat as long as it's not humid. See, y'all have that dry heat. Yeah, that dry heat. You can have that. But man, I thank you so much for joining us, man. It's always a pleasure, man. Keep making those hits. Keep making that great gospel music that ministers to people. And you be blessed, man. And look forward to keep the music coming as it comes. Make sure you get it to me. Make sure you get it to Good Life Gospel Show, AwesomeGodRadio.com. We will make sure that we play it for you. Because you're a family, man.
Appreciate that, man.
God bless you, bro. We'll catch up. All right. God bless you, bro. All right. And that was Payton Goldston. Always a great time having him on the show. I consider him family. He's all the way in Arizona, and he has some great gospel music out. That's actually coming out June the 5th. His EP entitled Indoor. You can get it at all digital outlets. Make sure that you get it. It will bless you. Make sure you get one for yourself and get one to gift to someone else. And this is your boy G.Long. This has been a great G.Long Spotlight series on the Good Life Gospel Show. And I'll see y'all next time. We'll see y'all Saturday morning. And actually, make sure you tune in at 8:30 for Cat's Surrender to Love series right here on the Good Life Gospel Show page, also on the Awesome God Radio page. It will bless you. It will get your day started off right. I love y'all, and I'm out. Be blessed.